first handful of minutes in the second half?
We just, got a little sloppy, and we gave them life in the first half. Jeff Bzdelik has done an unbelievable job with that group of kids. They're at Missouri 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago. They're down 18. 2 minutes later, they're down 4. It's just, Jeff's done a great job. There's not an easy win in this conference this year. Not an easy win. And you have to play at your best all the time if you want to have any hope of winning. And, we weren't great today, but when you're coming off 4 losses and you've got so many young kids, you need a win just to feel good about yourself again.
How big was that for Bill and for the team for him kind of stepping out of his
Bill's a good player. Bill's a good player. I mean, we still got some guys that are that need to get back to playing with a lot more confidence than they're playing with right now on the offensive side of the floor. And then defensively, we've got to get better again. But the only way you can do those things is when you feel good about who you are. And in order for us to do that, we needed a win.
I'm not sure, but I think this clinched the first round bye for you in the Big 12 tournament. How important is that to be able to?
I might name you the commissioner for Big 12 basketball if you can get us a bye, Okay. No, I don't know if we clinched it yet.
I'm not sure.
There's.
I think maybe you did. You got the tiebreaker, I think this may have done it.
Okay, well, if there's more than one, if it's like a 3-team tie, then there's a different tiebreaker. So
But how important is that? I mean,
if you want to have a chance to, here's the reality of the whole thing. If you got to play 4 games in 4 nights, and I think we're a good enough basketball team where we can make a run in the Big 12 tournament, then it kind of kills your team as far as preparing for the NCAA tournament, because then you got to turn around and travel on Monday, and that's hard. When you play in a league as hard as this, if you make it to the championship game, and you've got to play 4 consecutive days, then you've got to get on a plane and travel Monday to go play one of the top 64 teams in the country. It beats you up. So getting a bye is huge. That way it eliminates one day that you'd have to play a hard basketball game. So it gives you a chance to make a run in the Big 12 tournament, number one. And then number two, it solidifies you as one of the elite teams in the conference, which come NCAA time, I would hope, we had it last year and it wasn't good enough. And I think what hurt us last year is we had bad losses. Coach Huggins said we didn't win enough, last year, and he was right, because we had some bad losses. We lost to some teams that were bad teams. Well, we don't have bad losses this year, and we've got some quality wins. So,
Coach, how did it feel to see the seniors walk off the floor for the last time with smiles on their faces?
Oh, that's the way it should be. That it's if you get to draw up somebody's career, you think about these seniors, and our freshmen get a lot of the credit, and obviously Mike and Bill get most of the credit, but these seniors, came here, Clint 4 years ago, Dave 3 years ago, James and Blake 2 years ago, and they're leaving as the winningest group of seniors in the history of Bramlage Coliseum by winning 15 home games this season. That's, they should be proud of that. They've got a lot to do with that happening.
With all the Clint's been through, did it give you kind of lump in your throat when he proposed?
Oh, he asked me for permission, so I knew it was coming, and because he didn't want to take away from the game, and I told him, I said, Clint, man, you've earned your right to do whatever you choose to do on senior night, and it was it was a beautiful thing. I told my wife when I got back to the bench, sitting behind the bench, I said, he's got a lot more courage than I do. I proposed in my bedroom apartment overlooking the skyline of Cincinnati, and he did it in front of 13,000 people. So it's, he's got a lot more courage than me. 2 days ago. 2 days ago, he asked for permission. He, just being Clint, who he is, he didn't want to take the focus away from senior night or from the game. He didn't want to do that, but Like I told him, man, when you've come here for 4 years and you've represented this university the way you have, you've earned that right to do that. So it was the right thing to do.
Mike passed Mitch Richmond's scoring mark here for a single season. I think he extended 4 other school records tonight. You talk about just that milestone for him and just what he, you know, the list is like really long. What he's done so far.
He has 30 and 15, and it becomes routine. Or whatever he had, 33 and 14 or whatever he had tonight. And it becomes routine. You know, that's how good he is. Most people have those numbers in 2 games put together, and they say he's playing his rear end off. He puts that up every night, and he makes us think that that's like an average night. And, you know, it's, you know, it's, he's been unbelievable to coach. Unbelievable, not because of the numbers that he puts up, but because of the kid that he is. And, you know, it's, I'll say this, to pass Mitch Richmond, you've got to score some points. And he's obviously done that.
How has he, how has Mike been recently? I mean, a lot of people have asked him the NBA question, obviously, and, you know, he's heading toward the end of the season.
See, I should be like John Thompson and never let him speak to the media. That way nobody ever asks him that question, because that's what he'd rather have. You know, that's what I should do. I should be like John Thompson and never allow him to speak to the media. Then nobody would ever, because it's not coming from his mom, it's not coming from me, it's not coming from his sisters or anybody in his family. Only people that ask him about going to the NBA are people in the media. So, you know, maybe I should have been like John Thompson, and then you guys would all be pissed off at me, but Mike would have a peace of mind, you know. And oh, they're cheering. They cheer, but, you know, he doesn't walk around campus having to answer that question. You know, it's Mike's a simple kid. Mike's not interested in all that right now. Mike's, you know, I don't know what his demeanor was like in here, but he's not real excited because, you know, we're not playing well as a team. You know, and, you know, he wants us to win. That's what he cares about. And he's not interested in all that NBA stuff and all that. And you know, he doesn't like the spotlight and doesn't like all that, you know, just that kind of stuff. He wants to win. And whenever we're done with this year, then him and, you know, everyone that's important in his life will sit down and like we said back in August when we sat down and visited on it, then a decision will be made, you know. But you wouldn't like that too much, would you? If I acted like John Thompson?
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys.